All right, let's look at level 2. It says t minus 12 equals 8. Let's draw my wall. The opposite of subtracting 12 is adding 12. Adding 12 to both sides. The 12s cancel, become 0, so I'm left with t equals 8 plus 12 is 20. And if I check, 20 minus 12 gives me 8. Number 2. Who does A want to get rid of? He wants to get rid of the 17. So the opposite of adding 17 is subtracting 17 from both sides. The 17's canceled, becomes 0. I'm left with A equals 24 minus 17. I have to borrow. 14 minus 7 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 1. So A equals 7. And if you check, 7 plus 17 adds up to 24. Number 3, draw my wall. Who does K want to get rid of? K wants to get rid of the 3 and 2/10. The opposite of adding 3 and 2/10 is subtracting 3 and 2/10. The 3 and 2/10 becomes 0. It's a 0 pair, so I'm left with K equals 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring my decimal straight down. 6 minus 3 is 3. Number 4. 4 equals n minus 5 and 2/10. Draw my wall. N wants to get rid of the 5 and 2/10. He's in the same room. The opposite of subtracting 5 2/10 is adding 5 and 2/10. Adding 5 and 2/10. Now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to rewrite it as 4.0 plus 5 and 2/10. Remember, when you add decimals, you line up the decimals. So when I do the 4 and plus 5 and 2/10, decimal goes straight down. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 4 is 9. The 5 and 2/10 becomes 0 pair, so I'm left with n equals 4 plus 5 and 2/10 gives me 9 and 2/10. And if you subtract, 9 and 2/10 minus 5 and 2/10 should give you 4. Number 5, draw my wall. The opposite of adding 8 and 32/100ths, the opposite of subtracting 8 and 32/100ths is adding 8 and 32/100ths. Adding 8 and 32/100ths. So the 8 and 32/100ths become a 0 pair. So I'm left with m equals, now I'm going to come over here and rewrite it, 4.7 plus 8.32. I'm going to need to annex a 0 above the 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry my 1. Decimal goes straight down. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So m equals 13 and 2/100ths. Number 6, 3x equals 42. Draw my wall. Who does x want to get rid of? He wants to get rid of the 3. What's the opposite of multiplying by 3? Dividing by 3. So x, 3 divided by 3 is 1. X equals 42 divided by 3 gives me 14. And if you check, 14 times 3 should give you 42. On number 7, draw my wall. M wants to get rid of the 6. The opposite of dividing by 6 is to multiply by both sides by 6. The 6's cross simplify. I'm left with m equals 6 times 15. God bless you. 6 times 15 gives me 90. 90 divided by 6 should give you 15. Number 8, draw my wall. The opposite of dividing by 9/10 is multiplying by 9/10. Multiplying over here by 9/10. My 9/10 cross simplify. I'm left with k equals 4/10 times 9/10. 9 times 4 is 36, but my decimal goes over 1, 2 places. 1, 2 places, which gives me 36/100ths. Number 9, draw my wall. Who does h want to get rid of? The 3/10. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3/10. 3/10. H equals, because 3/10 divided by 3/10 is 1. Let's do 6 and 24/100ths divided by 3/10. Let me get a different color. 6 and 24/100ths divided by 3/10. Now I have to move my decimal over once in the divisor. So I have to do the same thing in my dividend. So now I have, instead of 6 and 24/100ths, I have 62 and 4/10 divided by 3. Decimals go straight up. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 2 0 times. Don't forget to put the 0 up there. Bring down my 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times. So that's going to give me h equals 20 and 8 tenths. 28 tenths. Lastly, number 10, the opposite of multiplying by 1/5 is dividing by 1/5, but then I had to do SOR on the opposite side, same, opposite, and reciprocal. Or we learned I could just multiply by the reciprocal. All right, and then the 5's cross simplify. And if I multiply by the reciprocal over here, 5 over 1, which is the same thing as 5, so 6 times 5 is 30. So F equals 30.